All right, so here's a project that I made for my brother Chuck and my sister-in-law Kim and their family. They said, hey Brett, could you make us an island for the kitchen with a couple of chairs? I know they wanted something a little bit bigger, but their kitchen is kind of petite, so I went ahead and I made this little storage racks here for cups or ketchup or whatever. A couple of little stools to sit on that completely fit underneath, just like that. Get them out of the way. This side has a little deeper place to store stuff. And the great thing is you can move those out of the way, do whatever you want. But that's how it turned out. That's pretty stable, pretty nice. I got the adjustable whatchamacallits on the bottom there, so you can adjust if you're sitting on a unlevel surface, which this right here is. So anyhow, I think it turned out pretty good, and I can't wait to give it to them. Let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, I know those right there just look like tables. May not be the perfect design, but I think it'll be functional. And I think that it's unique. Yeah, that's it right there. Look at that. You know, and you can actually put it on anything. In the house, I actually attached this to a chair while we're recording music videos. And then right here, you see, you can go ahead and put your phone right in there. Let's go ahead and make some room. And clamp the phone in place. And there I go. And there I am, making a video. Waving hello. Hello. So just a little helpful tip. I'm a helper. I'll have to replace my daughter's phone stick thing, but you know, that can wait. More important things to do right now. Okay, and also, I think I decided what I want to do today. I'm not going to just plan down a bunch of wood and prep them for other projects, because some projects don't require planing. Like this next project that I think I'm going to just jump into, because of all the things that I've made, the only thing that has sold are crosses. And they're pretty simple to make, and you know, you can just go ahead and butt a couple of 2x4s together and whoosh, make yourself a nice cross. Or you can get a little bit fancier, and I'm not talking about carving or anything like that, but we can go ahead and glue 3 pieces of wood together. We'll rip these down to about an inch, inch and a half, and we'll glue 3 pieces of wood together and let them set overnight, plane them down, cut them into just a bunch of nice little crosses. So let's go ahead and do that and see what we end up with. No promises. All right, need to get some more glue for this project, so we're heading on over to Lowe's to get stocked up on it, and we'll come back and we'll get some crosses made. What? What? Okay, so let's measure our fence from the blade. And we will do it at exactly 1 1/8. And it'll become apparent as to why I went to 1 1/8. I mean, for planing purposes. But why do I want to be as close to an inch as possible? That's so that I can measure out my halfway point a lot easier, because I'm not very good at math. Okay. right here to have a nice contrast in the wood. And a piece like this right here, that's very similar. We'll do that for as many as we can. And that way we'll have nice contrast in the grain and the color, which I totally love. Very weak when it comes to that. Let's see here. We'll just replicate that a few times as often as we can. Planer that only accepts up to 13 inches wide pieces. So I'll go ahead and figure out as close to 13 inches as I can. And it looks like I'm going to have to go with 11 inches. 11 inches right here. So I'll go ahead and I'll glue these together. I'll glue these together. Oh, no wait, no wait. What am I saying? I don't have to worry about that. So I'm gluing each of these together separately, so I'm not going to be passing the whole thing through the planer as one piece. You see that? That just illustrates how not smart I am. But I'm getting smarter as I'm getting older. So I'll go ahead and I'll glue these together. I'll get my clamps ready to go. So let's just do it. Stop talking about it. I think that this will be okay just like this. Bless you! Alright. Okay, alright. I think I'll split these up in half. That's close enough. Alright. You don't want them to bow, so just temporarily just put your clamps down there to kind of hold them in place. How is it I just have 3 of these? I guess that's about as sad as she's gonna go. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take my camera holder and use it on the other one. Okay. Maybe not necessary, but I'll do it anyhow. Tighten that down. Okay. So now we just have to wait for these to wait till tomorrow morning, and we can go ahead and make our crosses. Okay. I guess I'll have to clean up this video because I think I'm starting to get some threads. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and we will cut off the ends and square these up, make them look nice, and then we'll pass them through the planer. Let's see how that goes. I just saw the cat running around here. They look pretty good, so let's go ahead and plane them down. All right, let's get some planing done. We'll smooth out the edges. I'll try to get at least one side looking really good. The other side, could go either way. Well, I want to get these planed down to about 1 inch, and I'm pretty close to that. I don't know if you can see that or not, but 1 inch. So I'm going to stop right there. I hit both sides, and they look pretty good. Not that bad. I like the contrast. I'm going to go ahead and lay these out, and I will putty the cracks, let it dry, and sand it down, and then we'll cut our perpendicular pieces and slap them in. Now, I normally wouldn't use pre-made wood filler, but I bought some for a project I did for my brother Chuck. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this stuff up here and fill in our voids, not the natural ones. See that natural one right there? I'm not gonna fill that in because that's character. I like that. I'm not gonna fill that in, that's character too. However, this area is where we didn't get the crack pressed in well enough, and just the variation in the wood will always create, well, this one's a little bit more noticeable. We'll always create these voids between pieces. So you just have to contend with them. Pick the side that has, you know, the prettiest markings and the least amount of voids. So there you go. Let's see how we do here. Man, I think I like this side better because of the nail holes. So let's go ahead and hit those. Not the nail holes, just the cracks. And this one right here, I know I said I like this one, but I think that's just, I think if I hit that with the flapper sander, I could make it look better. But I can go ahead and, hey, that looks pretty nice too. So we'll go ahead and we'll fix this side right here and work with that. What side would you choose? Yeah, I like this side a lot. There we go. But I'm not going to fill in that hole. That hole is too nice. Believe it or not, I'm on my last one here. And obviously I'll go with this beautiful side. sit overnight. And we'll see what it looks like after we sand it tomorrow. Let's move this project outside for sanding. I've got my flapper disc sander here. I think this is an 80 grit. And then I've got my orbital sander here, and I'm going to go ahead and grab myself probably an 80 grit as well. Make sure you have your gloves especially when you're using this thing right here, because that will tear the skin and the flesh right off your hand. Make sure you got your respirator and safety glasses, of course. Lowe's had a big sale on these discs here, these sandpaper discs. And they're the sticky back, which doesn't work too well with my orbital sander. I need the ones with the, what do you even call this? Well, anyways, I don't know what it's called. All I know, it's like Velcro, and it sticks on there, and it works real well. And I have these old pads that lost their grit, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this to this. And I know what you're thinking, Brett, that's not going to work. It does work, because I put a little bit of Gorilla Glue on there and I let it set for a few minutes and it works. Watch this. I mean, these things are like 75% off, so why would I not just purchase a bunch of them, right? So, Gorilla Glue, come on out. I need to clean my nozzle, don't I? Okay. See, more went over there than right here. That's just crazy to me. So you go ahead and stick that on there like that. And, let's see here. Let me over to this table. Get myself a little bit of room. What could I set on there to hold it down? That is the question. 2x4. 2x4. That should be good enough. Oh, this is pretty heavy. Oh, what that? So you have your cross. And you have to think, what is most aesthetically pleasing to people? Is it, putting the cross part up on top? More like that? More like this? And that's as far as we get to go. Otherwise, it turns into something a little bit scary. So, anyhow, I like a cross that has kind of a balance between the length of the sides to the top. And I think that's what I'm going to go with. The length on the bottom, it can vary, but when you look at a cross and you see that right there, I think that looks pretty nice. Of course, I could be wrong. If there's any recommendations out there on how I ought to do that a little bit better, let me know. But that's kind of what I'm going to be shooting for right there. So what we'll do is we have our boards, and we'll cut out a notch on each one. Doot, doot, doot. Notch the board. And then we'll notch the other board in the opposing direction. Like that. And then we'll go ahead and glue it and put it together. All right? So we'll see how that works out. We'll see how a flat surface looks here. Okay, so got the front sanded down. I'm going to go ahead and hit the corners and the edges. If I come down, five inches on this one. 5 inches. Oh, let's see here. This is 2 3/4 inches wide. Silly or what? So you got 5, 10, and then 1 5/8. That doesn't sound right. Let me look at this. I was getting myself a little bit confused there, which it's easy to do. Okay, so I am going to want my what would you call that? Just the horizontal part to be 5 inches and 5 inches from this point right here. 5 inches and 5 inches, because this is 5 inches, this is 5 inches, and I know that this is 2 3/4. So I just need to go 10, 5 and 5, plus 2 3/4, 12 3/4. Holy smokes, my brains are bleeding. Okay, so I'll mark that right there. That's my cutoff point. And I'll measure 5 inches in. That's right here. And I'll give myself 1, 2 3/4. That puts me at about 5 inches right there. So this part right here, I'm going to go ahead and cut that in a 1/2 inch, and that'll create an inlay, and I'll do the same thing on this to piece these two together. That's the plan anyways. We'll see if it works. No one will be more amazed if this works out than me. I'll go ahead and I'll lower my blade to 1/2 inch. Half an inch right there. Okay, stay. Yeah, 5 inches. If I was going to do these one after another, I'd go ahead and just have a bunch of these ready to go. Zip, 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 zip. Just get them all done, and then come back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to score the inside of this, and then take a chisel and knock it all out. So we'll go ahead and get this one going. Take off my fence. I think we can tap that into place. Okay, let's go ahead and knock this one out right here. That looks pretty good. Let's see if this will fit on there. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see my first mistake, but I'll point it out to you eventually, because that's the way I am. I like to share. I actually wanted this side to be on the front. Excuse me. And this side on the front. So I'm gonna have to come back and actually clean that up. And this is the one that I pointed out earlier because it has such a big ridge on it. So let's see if we can tap that in place. We all wonder why my saw doesn't work, right? Okay. All right, that's a pretty tight fit. That's a pretty nice looking cross right there. So I'm just gonna take, I'll go ahead and change direction on how we're gonna finish this. I'll use the flapper disc and we'll rough this up a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and maybe we'll have one side that looks pretty smooth and flat and the other side we'll rough up with the flapper disc. Give people options. All right? What do you think? Does that look all right? Okay. I think I hear somebody coming. Who can? Oh, hey baby, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you doing?
What we got?
Green smoothie time.
Woo! All right.
Cheers.
Love you.
I love you, honey.
Cheers.
Has Papa in it.
Who?
Papa.
Popo.
Papa.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and flapper disc this right here, and it's always nice to have something to hold your pieces of wood in place. With the flapper disc, you should use two hands, or at least have the capability to grab it with both hands, just to retain control. And plus, it is a workout on the wrist and on the fist. So we'll go ahead and tack these down to hold our cross in place. And then we'll get flapper discing. After I said to use two hands, I do this, but remember, I am not a professional. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay, let's put a little bit of flame on this thing here. Kind of fun to see the difference between the hardwood and the light wood, or softer wood, I mean. Well, I think that looks pretty cool. Let's see what some what's this gun stock stain looks like on here. So my daughter and I had a conversation about well, ugly babies, you know, because you have to admit that some babies are cuter than others, and how a parent, when they look at their child, no matter what that baby looks like, they just love that child and think that's the cutest baby on the planet. And I understand. The same thing happened to me with my kids. You know, other people may have looked at them and thought, whatever. But I look at them and I'm like, wow, they're just adorable. They're beautiful. And I wonder if I feel the same way about my projects. So I'm looking at this cross and I'm just like, wow, that actually turned out great. I love it. You know, wasn't really too hip on the color initially, the kind of the reddish color, but I think it looks great. Again, it could just be me, but I'll take it. This is the other side. Oh, and that looks all right too. Okay, so for mass production here, I'm gonna go ahead and I've done all my measurements here for each piece. I'm gonna cut out, and I actually measured each one of these individually to match up, to get as close to the exact width as possible that each of these will fit. And those skinnier pieces that I had, I'm gonna go ahead and just stash those and store those for a different project. So this right here will be the extent of what I'll get done.
That turns out pretty good. Now, not that I'm advocating for anybody to do this with the table saw, because I don't want anybody to get hurt, but that's how I do it.
Okay, so now some of these, you see this? Look at this. I even marked this. This side, cut this side. But did I? No. I cut the wrong side. So now I have some nice gaps right here and discoloration. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that in before I sand it. But nice tight fit. Really don't need any glue on that one. This one was a super tight fit. No glue on that one. This one here is not a very tight fit, so I'll go ahead and put a little bit of glue on there. Just a little bit, just a touch. I'll set that to the side right here. And this one, same with that. A little bit of glue right there. That should hold her in place. And go ahead and set these ones to the side. Put a little bit of weight on it. And come back to them in a little bit so we can sand them. All right. You see how easy this is? How much fun this is? Okay. Ah, perfect.
All right. We'll let the glue set up on those two crosses that were a little loose. We'll let the wood putty dry up on the cross that I put that horizontal piece on backwards. So we have this one right here that we'll go ahead and sand down. Oh, I'll see here. Oh, that flapper disc is about ready to be changed out, and you can tell because the wood starts to burn instead of sand. So okay, so kind of rough looking. Maybe clean it up a little bit with just a hand sanding. A little bit of 220 grit. Not too shabby. Let's put some fire to it.
I think my bottle's getting low. Woo! Oh yeah. I like it. I've got this dark walnut here, and I was kind of afraid to use that on this because I really wanted the grain to pop out with those with the burn marks, but I really don't want to use that gun stock on this. I want to try something different, so here we go. Alrighty, so this gives us an idea of what we're doing here. This one right here is just stained without burning, although the grain comes out looking as though it's a little bit darker on that one using the dark walnut. Then this is the dark walnut using the burn technique. It's a little bit darker. I think I prefer that one over this one. And then this one right here, and this one right here was kind of more antiqued looking than this one. And this one right here wasn't really antiqued at all. And I think overall the color, the way that looks, I like that one the best. Kind of curious what other people think. Maybe they all don't look good. I don't know. Okay, I guess I'll drill a hole in here. And what I'll do is I'll mark this with a piece of tape. So I'm not going to go any deeper than that. I already started my hole. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah, we're pretty close. Softly, Brett. Softly. 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 Soft. Brett. Soft. Soft, Brett. Easy. Okay, that's good. Yeah, got a hole right there. And I'm gonna go hang this up.